So once you're done writing your intro and outro, it's time to look for a voiceover artist. Now, there are many different places you can look for voiceover artists, but the first thing you need to think about is who is your demographics. Is it a mainly female audience or mainly male audience, or maybe a young audience, maybe an older audience? That really can impact who you choose as a voiceover artist. You don't just go out there and just pick a random person. You want to make sure that you choose somebody who can introduce you, but can also be a voice that relates to that specific audience. Now, there are two different sites that I would recommend that you start out with. You can use other sites, but these sites tend to be fairly cheap, but you can also find good high quality people to do work for you. Now, as you saw, the intro and outro, it's not too long, but some voiceover artists will charge you in terms of how many words. So just pay close attention to that so you know your budget as well. But if you go to a site called Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and you go up on the search box here and type in voiceover artist. And what I like to do is sometimes you'll see all these boxes, but you can actually change the view. I click on this one here, so that way I can see the ratings and the votes as well. So I can see how people have rated these people. Now I like to sort it by high rating because I want to make sure that I have access to the best. So as you can see, female British voiceover. If your audience is mainly from the UK, you want to make sure that you maybe choose somebody from the UK or Australia or United States and so forth. So that's why demographics and knowing your demographics and knowing your audience is so important. So let's say, for example, that I want to choose a voiceover, let's say male United States, to introduce me. So what I need to do is, in this case, I will look specifically for United States and male. So it says deliver your pro voiceover in 12 hours or sooner. That's really fast, so that's good. I found most of these voiceover artists will deliver fairly quickly. And another thing is, if I don't want to sift through everybody, I can just type in my demographic. So I can say male, United States, voiceover. And I can remove the artist as such. And what I like to do is just open up as many windows as I can, because right now I'm specifically in the mode of trying to find voiceover artists, and I'm going to actually listen to them and see if I can find somebody who fits my demographics but also can relate to my demographics. So we're going to do that. Let's see here. I like to look at the feedback to see how other people have thought of the seller. Now Fiverr.com is nice because it's only $5. But sometimes if you have more words, it'll cost you a little more money. So I'd recommend just going through, listen to all of them. If you have questions, I would recommend that you contact. You just have to log in to contact each person. But you can actually see the day on average that they deliver and the orders in queue. So from what I see, most of these are about a day to 3 days. And this guy here is 12 hours or sooner, which is actually very, very fast. So that's one site that you can use to find voiceover artists. Another site is called Voice Bunny. So that's voicebunny.com. And if you go here, you can actually find people for fairly cheap. And if you click on search our voice pool, you can see that you get deliveries between 24 to 48 hours. And what I like about this is you can actually choose. So see the price right away, the length of your project. So let's say, for example, that I have about 30 words. And I want somebody who is English, North American. And what I like about this is, you see this, you have so many different types of voices, so many different languages. It's a lot bigger than Fiverr.com. So Fiverr.com is limited in a manner, but you can find North American, any purpose. You can have different types of purposes, different types and different ways people talk. So I have a podcast, so all I need to do is choose podcast. You can do any age and gender. So I could get somebody maybe demographic wise that could relate to the person. If my demographics happen to be 40 to 65 male, I can choose that. And I got about 20 results found. So prices are a little bit more than Fiverr.com, but I mean, to be honest, these are pretty low at the same time. But you can actually see response speed. So basically how fast they will get the work done. And you can go through and listen to them.
SLB Schlumberger. Learn more at www. Hello, and welcome to the ABC Bunnycast. Automatically.
And find one that you like, and of course book this voice. And within 48 to about 24 to 48 hours, you should have your audio clip. So once you have your intros and your outros and you've gotten your soundtrack, then you can always put it together, which I'll show you in the future. So let's move on to the next video.